shirt, Simon.
Simon, you're wearing your shirt. Are you wearing your shirt?
It's getting cold here. Yes, I'm wearing my goddamn shirt.
You're lying, Sim. You don't wear shirts. We know you're the manliest of all men.
He is. He is, man. He's a sexy MFer. What can I say? And when I say that, people are like, damn, Brian, I didn't know you swung that way. And I'm like, I don't. It's just an objective statement.
Only
no,
for
I mean
me.
it's just an objective statement. It's just like Simon's just sexy. It's
he just swings that way for Sim.
Sexy MFer, man. What can
that was all live, by the way. We're live now. So.
I know.
Well, good. Hello and welcome, everyone.
We're just discussing how Sim beats off all the genders, no matter which one of the 76 it is. He beats them all off with
all
a
the
stick.
genders. What?
You must be really busy, Sim. I mean, geez, dude.
He's got birch branches that he just obliterates the opponents with. He says, "Get off my cock, weirdo."
Do you want one of my strong men's room that you said is so strong?
He's just a man's man. He's just too much raw dude to handle. What can we say?
This is on yours. I'm gonna share it.
Is that what we call old school?
Yeah, man. So what are we promoting tonight?
MothMan.
Oh, MothMan. Oh, hell yeah. That looks freaking amazing, man.
Yep. And I was back in #1.
Yeah, you were. Yep.
That's badass. And of course,
for once I got it.
You know, right?
So
this isn't popping.
So Shane, why don't you tell us who you are for the audience? Introduce Joe and tell people who don't know him about him and how you guys got together to make MothMan.
Yeah, man. So me and Joe, we go back all the way to high school and everything. So we've done projects from we've opened up comic book shops. We've tried to do comics before, all that good stuff, everything in between. And I was actually doing like children's chapter books, kind of like a Goosebumps. Mm-hmm. And Joe's actually been into Comicsgate almost from the beginning, right, Joe?
Yeah, I've been around for about 3 years now.
Yeah, so he reached out to me saying, "Hey, why don't you bring your books to Comicsgate?" And I thought about it, and I was like, "Well, you know what? It's comics. I'll just rearrange the mindset and do the comic book thing." And I originally had a different idea. Came into it, hired an artist, was getting ready to do the whole thing. But then the artist backed out, and I was like, well, okay, shit, you got to start all over, in a sense, because I waited like 3 months for that to take off because he was working on a different project. But once he heard he was going to be doing a book for a Comicsgate thing, and I was new to Comicsgate, so I didn't know too much of the stigma that came with it. I mean, I was warned, but you don't think it'd reach like the small corner of your world in a sense, like.
Well, it hasn't reached mine. Like nobody around here knows what the hell Comicsgate is, so they don't care.
Well, I don't think people around here do, but I mean, I just didn't know. Just outside hiring, even just
Oh yeah, that's why everybody, when they get into this scene, it's like we feel like we need to take them aside and like just so you know. You're probably going to lose some friends.
Yeah. If you want to continue eating cat food and being a poor loser, don't come around and work with us. If you want to continue being laughed at for the ridiculous, utterly mentally ill weirdos that you people are, go ahead and stay on your side of the pond. That's fine.
Yeah. So went through that spiel, and which wasn't a bad thing because that gave a little bit of opening because that's when Sweens and Joe came to me about the King Toad, about wanting to start a studio. I'm like, all right, I can do that. We can go around that. Now we had some different visual things coming into it, but we need a starting project, and we're all from Ohio, and I'm a big sucker for horror and stuff like that, and we happen to live, about 2 hours away from the MothMan, and I go there every year. They have a festival. It's like a family thing. We go up there, we chill. I was like, well, since it's so close, I wonder if I can, talk Joe and Sweens into possibly doing a MothMan project. Since Joe's already been working on was it?
I'm on like 100 things. You don't.
Yeah,
have to
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of the most recent one. You were doing the John Malin project when we started getting.
Yeah, I'm doing Nightwalker right now. It's about wrapped up on my end. Super Harem, Bullet Maker, done
Super
covers
Harem.
for everybody, all kinds of stuff. Yeah,
Super Harem, I think, is what you were working on initially when we started.
I was working on Death. Maybe that is.
That's right.
Monsters.
I know.
Yeah.
Mr. Bull is very prolific.
So he was working on that. Sweens is working on inking some final pages of Oddity. So I figured I'd throw the Mothman thing in there, and I say again, I didn't go with a big. I didn't go with a lot of people come into this with like a 48 to 50 page project, but I wanted to get my feet wet. And I know there's not a lot of horror. There's a lot of zombie stuff going on in CG. So I was like, you know what? I'll do an urban legend kind of thing, and then test the water and see how that does. So we went with a 28 page book, something a little bit cheaper. We threw it up for 15. Just to kind of gauge if we can attract that audience. And so far it's been working out. So that's kind of the gist of a really fast gist of me entering CG, coming, starting the company with Joe and Sweens, and into the Mothman. Into the Mothman we go.
Yep.
Where's the book?
Hell yeah.
The book's not done yet. They're still in the creation process.
Oh, so where can we get it?
Well, that's a funny that you ask, because the campaign for it. Oh wait, I need to get my StreamYard to
the campaign.
The campaign. We all do campaigns.
Yeah, well, I remember.
If y'all will just pardon me for a moment, I have to run upstairs and get recaffeinated.
That's what I do, man. I work third, so I better get a old cup of Joe. Get this going.
Okay, so
brother, I'm not being
the campaign.
Okay, the campaign.
So
we're all sort of junkies. So we don't have to sugarcoat it.
So we're gonna roll this video here.
I think we're all hooked to the Java.
Is there narration on this video or
No.
Oh, I like it. I like the music too. Nice. I like it. I think that's super cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, Shane's really good with that stuff.
so? What's the story about? Tell us. What should we expect?
Well, are you familiar with the Cryptic Legends, Mothman? If not, it is a West Virginia urban legend that popped up around in the 60s, where people start seeing this phenomenon and like chasing cars and kind of like a ghostly figure. But it's mostly known when the Silver Bridge collapsed, and that killed I think 60 something people. I used to have the numbers written down, but yeah, a lot of people died, and there's a theory if the Mothman was there to act as a warning that this event was going to happen, or that it likes to appear in places of tragic events. And so kind of played on that a little bit. There was a movie that had Richard Gere in it that came out in like the 90s.
Yes,
maybe early
I saw
2000s.
that one.
Yeah. Now in that movie, you don't really see a Mothman. It was just more of a spiritual thing that happened to him.
The Mothman prophecies.
Yeah. And that's about all you really ever get out of the Mothman is like the I think that movie had that big impact of it making it more of a spiritual ghost thing. But when you actually go down to Point Pleasant, people talk about seeing a creature. So I wanted to kind of take it back to a basic of giving it like a universal monster feel. So I wanted to give it a presence instead of just like a whisper in the wind kind of monster. So we're giving it kind of like a Creature of the Black Lagoon. I'm a big fan of like the 80s horror as well. So, I just like that monster feel. So yeah, we're just going to take the Mothman and give him that kind of approach.
Hey Sim, you look totally out of place, man. Why don't you bring your picture up and wave to Sparkle or something, dude?
What?
What is it?
You're the only avatar, man. Everybody else has face.
Yeah, how come I never
Sam?
get to see your face?
Because I don't have my cam on.
It's
It's not hooked up to my computer. My
You
my
never
girl's
put
using
your
it.
face up.
I do.
Sim
At
has
least when
shown
I'm
his
around-
face many a time.
When I'm around, your face is never on.
Fair
He
enough.
is
That's
a cryptic
fair
legend. when you see him with the camera on, you're like, well, we found a missing link.
Drew, just hold on to Sparkle because Sim has a way of using that. What's the term Sim would use? Is je ne sais quoi? You know.
Je ne sais quoi.
So
Je ne sais quoi. Mhm.
he can seduce the women with just his words. So be careful of that one. He's the Canadian killer for a reason.
Oh wow!
It has nothing to do with murder either.
Okay, guys, I gotta take off here. I gotta go train people and make them skinny
Hell
or
yeah.
muscular,
okay.
whatever they're trying to do.
Do that. Yeah, make
So-
people skinny. That's good. More people need to put the fork down. So
I'm so glad Brian's not here right now.
I know.
No.
You know, I should do that for the comic book people. We should do like a Zoom training session for all the comic book people.
We could.
Morning warm-ups.
trust me, at least 75% of CG could use it. So
Easily.
it's not a bad idea.
Well,
What?
no, actually, we should. You guys, we should convince Sparkle to come and host more for some comic book stuff. I mean,
But everybody would
Hey,
be,
there he is.
everyone
Just
could
in
do
time, Brian.
one exercise. Well, that would be like the thing. We have to start with one exercise. Brian, you're the one. We anoint you to do push-ups.
As long as it's not burpees. I hate doing burpees.
Brian, you're doing push-ups. Drop and give me however old you are, you do that many push-ups.
oh,
I would
that
vomit
ain't
2
happening.
minutes into that.
That ain't happening.
So ain't happening.
Brian's like, I forgot the sugar in my coffee. I'll be back.
It's green tea adequate, very healthy, and lots of caffeine. And-
Okay,
and slimming.
slimming. Oh, there's coffee like that now. They have coffee that's supposed to make you skinny.
oh, really?
It's called skinny coffee. I think it's probably a bunch of shit, but I mean that's what they
It's called cocaine.
Is that it?
You just
But
stir
Shane-
it right into the coffee.
When can I get your book, Shane?
Yeah, when's it come out?
We have what? Another month of the campaign. We have it set for March.
My birthday. Great. Awesome. I can't wait to get your book on my birthday.
Well, thank
Got a
you.
little peek of that badass cover, alternate cover, I believe, by Mr. Preston Acevedo.
Yeah,
Oh,
Preston's the
that's
main cover.
insane.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah, that's Carla's piece. That's the print that's coming with it.
Oh, nice, man. Carla's really just. We're like
Yeah.
watching her
Yeah.
evolve, like right before our eyes.
Well, that was
And
another thing.
so-
Being new to CG, I wanted to reach out to mostly some of the people I watch their channels, or I've got some of their books. I'm like, all right, so how do I come in and make an impact? So I mean, luckily, me and Joe's known each other since high school. We lived down the street from each other, so that was a given.
Yeah.
I was like, sweet, free art, and then
I mean,
And,
you're right.
and he has a name in CG,
Right.
So that we had that. We have Sean Sweens did the decal little piece, so we got this cool little decal, and then of course Carla, then Preston. I approached him. I know Preston does a lot of horror stuff, so I was like, and I've backed a couple of books just because I like his art so much. He did the cover for Peregrine. So I
Mhm.
backed that, just say I just like Preston's work, and I was like, I wonder if I can get him to do a piece. And he's he's like, I fucking love the Mothman, da, 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 da. And we chatted up a little bit, and I was like, all right, sweet, let's get Preston on this.
Yeah, he's a great
And
dude.
yeah, man, he was awesome to work with. And then Doodle Bags, he did the second. Actually, the second cover wasn't going to be a cover; it was going to be another print. But everybody's like, "Hey, you should run that as your second cover." I was like, "All right, I can do that." So yeah, I got Dual Bags to do a piece for me.
That girl has my body.
There you go. And Sim has that Mothman bod.
Yeah.
No doubt. No doubt. Yeah, Preston's great. I'm working on like 2 things with him right now.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Where he's gonna be doing the next issue of Six Gun Gorilla, and I'm writing something for him called Nine Devils. That's gonna be
yeah. I didn't get back the because I know he had the Nine Devils campaign that came out, but it's like a kind of like a rough draft of what's going to be.
Yeah,
it's like his original. I did get his. What was the book that came with it? The Rockabilly
Road Trip.
Yeah, I picked that up.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Why is she staring at his junk?
Man, I have no idea. Preston's just like
the mystery beyond the long cloth. Come on,
exactly.
you would want to know, right?
Yes.
She want to know if the mothballs were as big as his wings. I guess
everybody wants to know what's behind the red curtain, right?
Absolutely. Everybody wants to know what's behind the Phantom of the Opera's mask.
Maybe it's the face she's doing. It's like she's seeing it. Yeah. You're not, but she is.
Yeah.
She's examining the mothballs.
She's like, my heart is pumping. Wow.
Okay, guys, I gotta take off. I hope to be back soon. But Shane's not gonna be. Shane
Peace out, Sparkle.
Yeah, Shane will be back.
Oh, cool. I want to come when Shane's here.
All right. Have a good one. Nice meeting you.
Bye, guys.
I'm gonna walk
out.
You don't have to. Do your thing.
They'll keep talking.
And the Mothman looks quite enthused to see her too. He's like, "What's up?"
Yeah. He's like, "Do you want to die or do you want to live? Make your choice." It's a saw trap.
Hey, would you like to come have coffee with me?
In your bags.
Oh yeah. Oh, thank you. I really would take it.
Yeah, Preston's doing also a canvas cover for the next Six Gun, which he's like showing like little pieces of. He's like basically unveiling it like piece by piece, like a stripper.
Oh, nice.
It's just,
now the six gun gorilla. This is gonna be what the 7th,
8th
installment. 8th. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nice. So super grateful how well it's been received, and oh man, we're gearing up for that one. We're gonna have a lot of bonus stuff, and the Blue Muppet, George Peter Gatsis, he's gonna be doing
that guy's hilarious, man.
Yeah, he is.
I haven't caught too much of him. He was on Rot's show the other day, cracking me up, man.
He's always great.
I can just listen to that guy rant. He's one of the good ranters, you know. You're just like, all right, here he goes. This is gonna be entertaining.
His mind works in a very interesting way, and he's also doing, I think, Captain Lowe's Hauler for Drew, because he has a 3D printer, and what's amazing is that like he's making, like, for instance, the Six Gun thing, he's making it modular, so that like you can like attach or remove the arms. So there'll be like 2 sets of arms. One of them will be holding pistols, and then you can remove those and replace it with like the Gatling gun. And and all the pieces come off so that you can paint them separately. Which, you know, if you've ever painted miniatures, like I have, like a billion of them, like that's
are you one of the Warhammer guys?
No, I was never a Warhammer guy. I was always like a Dungeons and Dragons kid. And
I got into Dungeons and Dragons. Like I say again, you know, owning 2. It was funny because owning 2 comic book shops, I never fucking had any intention of ever playing Magic the Gathering or playing D&D really. But once you open those shops, they kind of come hand in hand. You know, you start getting those guys like, hey, you guys going to carry Magic? All right, me and Joe start carrying Magic. Joe is fortunate enough not to have to.
I refuse.
This is Joe.
I
ain't playing that shit, brother. I'm like, all right, that's fine.
It's all good. Nothing against people that are into it, but I'm just like,
yeah. But you know, I tended to gravitate towards it. You know, I'll play that. But then I got into the D&D thing. But I could never get into Warhammer, not because it doesn't look cool, but god dang, man, I thought Magic the Gathering was expensive.
Oh wow,
Warhammer's over expensive. It's.
I thought about just picking the pieces up, just to paint them and stuff, and just have them. I mean, I wouldn't know how to play,
right?
But I mean, I'm sure it's probably pretty, like Magic the Gathering, where it has stats and movable, things move on the board. I've seen we have a place up here called the Bookery, and they have like this gigantic downstairs in their shop where they set all that Warhammer stuff up. So if you go down there, it'd be like an awesome place for somebody to like make like a movie for little figures or something, because he has like the trees and just the forestry and stuff.
Some of the people go all out, man. Go all out. But it is a very expensive hobby. I mean, D&D can be an expensive hobby too. It's if you're a DM like me,
Are we talking about cocaine again?
I wish.
The cocaine.
That's a different kind of D&D.
Yeah,
that's a different expensive hobby. Yeah.
And that I know nothing about.
That's all
a boot. Nothing a boot.
I said about, not a boot.
Nothing a boot.
Yeah, that was
why are you trying to talk French?
a boot.
We're speaking Canuckistanian.
Canuckistanian. Oh man!
If only I had this, like Smiling Bandito has it, not me.
And hell, Smiling Bandito, if you're in the house. Yep. That's your who's hanging out. Oh, Kino.
See, we got somebody else hanging out here in the background.
What's up?
We got Gregory. We got Kino. What's up, Chris? We got Doomsday Kingdom Army. She's getting tore one halfway from the other.
What's up, guys?
See, we got who else we got in here?
Oh, and Simon, can you help me with Greg's last name? Because I'm
Greg
pretty
Levitt?
Levitt.
Levitre.
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 Okay.
Levitre.
Because I was pretty sure I mangled it there.
In French, it would be Levitre.
Levitre.
Well, the English translation would be Levitre. Levitre.
Gotcha. I appreciate the assist, Simon. Simon's helping me with my French pronunciation, because my pronunciation for German, Spanish, Italian, even Japanese, and Mandarin is pretty good, but not French. I'm still learning.
He's your personal French tickler.
Yes. Yeah, man.
Okay.
We have Jacqueline in the chat here.
Hello, beautiful. Who's that?
Hello.
Clearly me.
Clearly Simon. The conversation we were having before. Yeah, man.
No, I'm totally ugly. I'm not that egotistic.
Yeah, I'm not exactly easy on the eyes.
So he did a phonetic there. La vite.
La vite. There you go. Gotcha, Greg.
That's for Sparkle, dude.
Yeah, and he says I could never afford Warhammer. Yeah, you could go into debt getting into Warhammer, no doubt.
Well, that was always my problem. Like I played Magic the Gathering, and I kind of ran to the. I wasn't like the best player,
right?
But you also kind of run to when you have a shop, you go through. Who do we go through, JB? Like Diamond, was it Diamond Distributor? No. Who's it? Wizard of the Coast? Is that
Wizard
who
of the Coast?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you had to go through them, get sanctions for the events. Well, once you get through all that, then you start getting the people that show up that they play for the promo cards. And it's really funny. Motherfuckers will show up with $700 to $800 decks, right? To win a fucking card. To win a card that probably costs 2 cents to fucking print. Yeah. And your deck's only good for maybe like 2 months before the next nerd comes out with a fucking deck. It's fucking crazy. Like,
yeah.
I just play for fun. I mean, I'd get with some friends. We'd have like Walmart decks that we'd put in some of our own cards. I'd buy packs, but so you had these motherfuckers show up with like spend $800 to build a deck, just come in and whoop some fucking 12-year-old's ass. Like, yeah, motherfucker, I know you can't afford this shit.
Those are like the guys that show up to the elementary school basketball court, you know what I mean? All like thinking they're badass because they're going to dunk on some 12-year-olds.
Dunking on 12-year-olds. Oh, hey, who's your buddy there, Joe?
The Louis one showed up.
Oh, hello.
This is my little girl. Say hi.
Hi.
Hello.
It's me.
Yes,
it is you.
I'm wearing panties.
She wants a paint, so I'm gonna go get her set up on her watercolors, and I'll be right back, y'all.
Aw.
Yep.
Good dad.
Say
Nice
bye.
meeting you, darling. Bye. Oh man, dangerously cute.
Man, his kid, she's fucking smart too, man, for being like 3. Like, I don't know. Like, some friends you have, like, their kid are just like quiet as can be when you're around them. And like,
Yeah.
like you're just like, okay, this kid fucking hates people. But his kid, man, his
Yeah.
kid would, like, have a conversation. You're kind of like, oh shit. All right.
Yeah, kids are a lot smarter than people give them credit for being usually. I never got the whole kid thing until my friends started having kids, and then I became Uncle Brian, and they proceeded to annihilate my toy collection.
Yeah, I mean, you all know I have kids.
Yeah.
Not me.
So Sim's a super dad.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, I got a piece of Six Gun Gorilla fan art.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Oh.
On my wall. That's got it framed on my wall by little Max Burns.
Wait, hold on. Let's solo that. Hold on a second.
Little Max Burns. He was about 6, I think.
Nice.
This.
That's cool.
Yeah. Oh man. He got all my Shogun Warriors.
So tell us why people need a copy of the Mothman.
Why they need? You know what? I don't know. It's not so much of a need as like when I came into this as a horror fan. So I kind of look at the whole project as a, if you're a horror collector, you might appreciate the Mothman merch. Because like I say, I don't see much Mothman stuff. Like, I mean, I go to the festival, so I'm used to seeing it there. And a lot of it's like knickknacks, you know, like you ever go to like, I don't know, I'm sure everybody has like their town festivals, and you always have like the old lady that's sitting there like whittling away at something. She's like, I took this piece of cardboard, a tire, and some paint, and I made this. Yeah, okay, it's kind of cool, I guess.
Right.
You kind of get that effect at the Mothman festival sometimes. So I'd like to just see some like really cool urban legend Mothman stuff out there, man. Like actually some more urban legend stuff would be kind of neat. I know there is another project, I think, in the works in the CG where we might see a little bit more some urban legend stuff, which excites me because like I say I'd really like to see that, you know, dabbled in amongst superheroes and all that stuff.
That'd be great. I would love to see a good Jersey Devil comic.
Yeah, like I said, I just really love to see that horror kind of come into CG as well. Like, I mean, like I said, there is plenty of zombies. I've seen a lot of zombie stuff. I've actually backed.
Out, though.
Yeah, I've backed like 3 or 4 of them, and I've kind of stopped. I'm like, you know, I don't need. I'm not the biggest Walking Dead fan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me neither.
I didn't mind the show when it kind of came out, but I never really invested in the comics. Again, you know, I like the old school George Romero's zombies. You know, I can watch those flicks, but that's a different atmosphere, you know.
Totally.
Yeah. Brian gets it.
Oh, hell yeah, I do.
Yeah.
That's my shit right there that you're talking about.
Yeah. So when it comes to
Mr. Mom, yes, the girls call me Mr. Mom, and I'm fucking proud of it.
Oh,
Mr. Mom.
Trust me, dude.
Hell yeah, Sim. Rock that shit.
Did I ever tell you the story how that started?
No.
What, Mr. Mom?
The girls were always like, "Who's like?" At school, they were asking, "Who's this?" Right? So they were like, "How do I introduce that guy?" You know, he's like, he's my dad's best friend. He's like a second dad to us, right? And they don't want to say uncle, so they're like, "How do we say it?" And one day, the youngest one's like, "We're just gonna call you Mom," and I'm like, "It's Mr. Mom to you." And it stuck, and I'm freaking proud of it.
That's freaking awesome.
So I would go pick them up at school, and somebody's like, "Who's this?" And they would go, "That's Mr. Mom."
Hell yeah.
And he wouldn't have a shirt on either.
Yeah, man.
He'd just pick him up, shirtless.
Dude, I'm not a degenerate.
Get all the female teachers.
I don't leave the house without a shirt. Come on, they're trying to like, you know, make me look worse than I am.
That's to force you to try to get. We want you to get a camera, so we're gonna make fun of you until.
My bro's using it, so no.
But yeah, we were talking about like what? Oh yeah, the overabundance of zombies in comics. Like I've got a werewolf comic that I want to do, but there's too many werewolf comics now. So that's on the back burner. Yeah,
you have to point some out to me because like I said, I found a lot of the zombie stuff. I haven't found too much. We just who do we have on the show?
Tons.
We have man, he just launched yesterday.
Huh?
Who just launched
yesterday?
Or today? Who launched today?
Oh,
Sim?
Magna.
Yeah. Now I know it's got a mix of things, but I did see there's a werewolf in there. But other than that, I haven't seen like a werewolf book. So you got to point some of those out to me.
Hey, you want me to show you a little glimpse of something I'm working on? I can show you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Remember I told you we're Demona's coming to Inkslayer?
Oh yeah. Oh, is that the one that you gave us a little peek of? Oh no, this is different.
Here's an animated page that I'm doing. Like you see her like coming in, swooping in, and just landing.
Is this going to be animated like the little gnat animation that you did?
I'm not planning on animated right now. This is in the book. Like I like to do those animated shots.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
You see her
Yeah.
coming in. The
Right.
page before is this.
Right. So you see like the after images, like you used to get like in the old Spider-Man comics.
You're gonna see this, like, and then she just swoops in and she starts walking amongst them.
Beautiful. Oh hell yeah, Simon.
And this is what she looks like.
Badass. Like the knuckle.
Okay, I have seen that one.
Sword.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So this is what I'm working on right now during the show.
Bitchin'.
And this is what my layouts look like.
And I'm almost done with Nine Devils. Yeah, your script is next, Simon.
No hurry, dude.
Got it.
So like as far as like werewolf books, so Sim had werewolves in his books, in his
Yep.
Blood Hunt. There's werewolves in John Malin's books. There's werewolves in
Doc Salem.
Preston
Dark.
There's werewolves in Doc.
I did.
The Witch Hunter,
I did back that.
Witch Hunter too.
Yeah, and then there's also what? I'm
Sovereign
blanking on the name of
Wolf.
it.
Sovereign Wolf, I think, if I remember properly.
Yeah. That's it. Sovereign Wolf. Yeah. So I mean, and I think there's a couple others too. People in the chat, if you can help me out here.
What do you mean, Chris? You let him down?
Dude, we were supposed to have him this morning for his launch, okay? And
did you guys not do the launch?
We couldn't because the power was cut out in his area, so he didn't have power all along. Then after that, when he got the power back, he tried to set it again. So we would have done it later.
Yeah, I overslept this morning. I came home and just crashed after work. Holiday, so everything's getting busy. I didn't see Chris's message till late, so I just figured you guys did the launch.
Yeah, Greg says a buddy of mine is currently developing a werewolf book. Yeah, there's too many werewolf books. Eventually, I'm going to do mine, but yeah, like now I'm like, oh yeah, let's put that.
I'm trying to dabble more into like the urban legends, because this is only the first one, and we're going to actually have multiple urban legend creatures in the universe. So
then eventually you could do a monster mash.
Hell.
Yeah, it's not going to just be the Mothman.
Right.
It's just the first one to get it.
We already discussed it. Like it's gonna be a big arena, like a big wrestling match, right? And then you're gonna have me, Joe, and Shane, character look-alike, like self-insert, obviously. Come on. Yeah. And we're gonna be introducing them like we're Macho Man and stuff, and they're all gonna be wrestling in the arena. It's a remake of that movie you were talking about last time. Remember?
Oh, the Monster Brawl.
Yeah, Monster Brawl. We got the adaptation of it. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, Metal Movies of Brewskis says Grave Robbers, War Party, Graveyard Shift, Sovereign Wolf, etc. Oh yeah,
War Party. That's right. That's not really it's sort of a wolf, but a werewolf, but it's not really a werewolf. It's a little different.
Yeah, it's got a bunch of shapeshifters.
It's wares.
We just put Matt. That's Matt Burke. He does Butch Cleaver. He also did the art for one of our trading cards that we're working towards. We just put his original art up on the campaign.
I was going to say, everybody go back Butch Cleaver. Check that one out for sure.
And if you want the werewolves right now, you can also get them on Blood Hunt. That's available on my campaign.
Oh, that's right, because people can still get Blood Hunt.
Yep.
If they, that's right. Yeah, check that out, people. That's 73. What is it? 73 pages?
72 pages of story. Yeah.
72 pages of fuck yeah.
The book is 76 or 76, I think, 78 pages.
Yeah, it's very jolly. I enjoyed it greatly.
Yeah, I just read Jason Bascom's book arrived the other day. Unhinged Entertainment's Absolute. Did you guys get that one?
No.
Not yet.
I don't know what it is. There's like certain artists like they just kind of stand out. I think like his black and white.
I think it's one of
It
the ones
stands
that I
out to
got
me.
with Chris.
Yeah,
And
I love black and white art.
yeah, man. And he's an Ohioan guy too. So I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to see what he's been up to, and I got him doing some sketch cards for the Mothman. So he'll be sending those out here soon. But yeah, so I'm still adding people to the. Even though I keep telling myself I'm done adding people to my campaign, I can't fucking help myself. I'm like, what this person's up to.
That's cool though. That's cool. That means that your campaign is a living, breathing thing, and that it's it keeps growing and you keep adding shit.
Yeah,
I think that's cool.
I'm also, I'm a fan of that type of stuff. Anyways, like I say, I mean, I fucking love the Mothman, so I'm like, hell, the more people I can get to do cool pieces, it's something else I can just hang up on the wall.
Yeah, right.
So that's the way I look at it. And
if we're talking about living and breathing, I'm tapping out of this campaign. That's too weird for my taste.
Oh, yo, Pops, what's up, man?
Hey.
Love Pops. Pops is good people. Now, with the Mothman legend, I don't really know that much about it. I mean, I've seen the movie The Mothman Prophecies, which surprised me. It was much better than I thought it would be. But how far back does the Mothman go?
It was late 60s. And the weird thing is, I actually thought the first appearance was the like a car chase kind of scenario where like
the one I drew.
Yeah, pretty much. I thought that was like the first sighting, but when I looked into it more, I guess there was like guys who digging graves, kind of like one of those spooky stories, and they had it. They noticed a man standing off in the distance. Then all of a sudden, he had giant wings that came out, and then he flew over him, and that ended up starting the story of the Mothman. But the cool thing is though, when you go down there, oh, sorry, Drew.
I was going to ask if his weakness was bright lights. That's all.
I don't. No, that's what he's attracted to, right? He's a moth, right? But
so it's like you put on a bright light, you throw it over there.
It's kind of like the T-Rex in Jurassic Park. You just wave it and just throw it, and you fucking run. But
light a fire, watch him kill himself.
Yeah.
But it's a Mothman, so that means that he has higher intelligence.
Always got some intelligence. Yeah,
but he still has instinct. You know what I mean? It's like going to a bar with a hot chick. You might be smart enough. She's going after your wallet, but you're still dumb enough because your penis.
I know it's not the Mothman. It has nothing to do with the Mothman. But if you've seen that movie, it's the Mothman. It's called The Mimic.
Yes, by Guillermo del Toro. That's his first American film.
That was totally the Mothman. It was a moth-like creature that could stand like a man, and could wrap himself with his wings and walk around and look like a trench coat,
right?
From afar.
Yeah,
and it was the Mothman, and it would just open his wings and.
Was that 90s? I think it was a 90s movie, right?
Yeah, it's called The Mimic. Yeah.
Man, I need to find that. I don't think I have.
There's a lot of tales. There's a lot of tales from around the wooded areas here in southern Ohio too of creatures that have big red eyes, but they look kind of like they have a poncho or a coat or something like that on that's black that tries to draw people to them, and sometimes mimic screams, and people will be like, it's not a mountain lion, but it's something making weird sounds.
There's a Northwest Ohio legend. I used to live in Bryan for a while, and actually in Defiance as well. But there's a legend up there of what do they call it? Guys, help my memory here. But it's basically supposedly kind of like a like troglodyte type of person. You know what I mean? Who
Changeling?
No, not changeling. I mean, it's these. They're okay. So it's like a Bigfoot, but not as hairy. And
okay, they're people that have the hair. Get it.
Yeah, and they're
it's
like
the same thing for the werewolf disease there. For now, they look like a bit of a werewolf. They get hairy and
it's supposedly like there's a little bit of lycanthropy involved. Yeah, so
we've started hunting them down now in Ohio. So they're in very short demand because when we see ugly things in the woods, we just
We
shoot
them
for safekeeping.
Yeah.
Well,
We
how
don't
does
screw
wait,
around.
how does anything leave the woods?
Yeah,
But
if
I don't know
it
what
doesn't
it
have an orange
Yeah.
vest on, we're
It
shooting.
doesn't.
It.
That's
Yeah.
right. Not here in Ohio, it doesn't. But real quick before I forget, with the Mothman, they also have the TNT bunkers down there, which also plays into another mindset outside of the typical thought of it just being like a wild creature. I do like to think that it could have been a government experiment as well, because you can kind of play on that. Because you also had like when the bridge collapsed, not only did federal agents and stuff show up, but you had the Men in Black that came down and was telling people to keep their mouths shut and change their stories.
I think it was just Mothra that had enough of dealing with freaking Godzilla, and he went like, "Fuck this shit! I'm moving to the States."
Say Mothra,
Ohio.
Tiny Mothra.
Mothra. Like, fuck this shit! I'm moving to Ohio.
It was Mothra DNA blended with a human being. That's what it is.
Yeah. But I think now when I went down there, you can actually go and I actually went to the TNT bunkers. I think they have them closed off now because actually some of them still. What, the TNT bunkers?
Yeah, if you might explain.
They're literally like government, like bunkers that had TNT, like live TNT held in them.
They're old storage units for the military that, they had issues with when it exploded, and people thought they saw the Mothman near the explosion, and they eventually had to close it off because there was still issues with live ammunition, I guess you could say.
Yeah, well, it's funny. A couple of years ago, you could still go up there and visit them, which we did. But then I think about 4 years ago, another one exploded because some of them still have like old TNT in them. Because there's a bunch of them. There's like hundreds of them.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, it's really cool if you go to the ones that's actually exploded. Because it's all grown over.
You're safe.
I don't know. We're not the smartest people in Ohio.
We're kind of foolhardy here. We literally have.
There's
a place.
I know we're getting a little off subject here, but now I'm fascinated. What was the purpose of having bunkers filled with dynamite?
Stockpile.
We have a place
because dynamite will sweat if it's stored improperly.
No, I know that.
And then that makes nitroglycerin.
But what did they need the dynamite for blowing up?
Well, okay, no, it's just stockpiling it. So it
was warehousing.
Instead of making it on demand, you know what I mean? It's just like, and then they got to have a secluded area in case it blows up. So
between World War II and the Cold War, we stockpiled just mountains of ammo in this area. In the town we live in, there's a place called the Nike Center. And now, ironically, they use it for handicapped folks. But it used to store all the nukes for the country, like for this part of the country, were all kept there.
Oh, wow.
And no one really knows if they ever removed the stuff or not. They say they did, but it's a notorious site for.
Well, you remember when 9/11 happened? Yeah. Everybody was worried because of old maps. It still has, our area down as a military base.
Well, Wright Pat Air Force Base is up the street too. Like, we are just covered in target points in southern Ohio.
Like, if you go into our town has like so many weird little like underground like tunneling. It's so fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like the shop we had for our store, if you went down into like the basement, it just fucking kept going. It wasn't just like it was just like tunnels underneath the town.
There was a Masonic hall right above us too, and it all connected too. So it was all very strange.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Southern Ohio has a lot of underground granite mines. You know what I mean? Like granite was real low on the. You know what I mean? Like, I guess because it used to be like swampland, the granite all sunk. So.
Bronson just letting us knowing that he keeps his dynamite in the fridge so it stays fresh, doesn't sweat.
Safety first.
Now, are there many? What about the old lye quarries? They're still there. The quarries.
I don't know.
Because I know they were doing stuff with the quarries when I lived there. They were like converting some of them, and they were actually filling in some of them. So
there's still rock quarries all over the place, especially around like Milford, which is outside of Cincinnati. It's like 10 minutes outside of Cincy. But yeah, I can't say 100%.
Yeah.
Now the Mothman himself, as a figure, has he been generally regarded as a malevolent force?
No, like I say, I think mostly. Well, the old stories, it sounded like it was going that way because you had a lot of that the monster in the woods kind of. I wouldn't say like a Bigfoot because Bigfoot doesn't really attack people.
No, doesn't fuck with anybody really.
But a lot of people's been like, there's like the chase sequence going on with the Mothman. That was right before, like I say, all that stuff was getting really big, and then the when the bridge collapsed, like that was like the height of it. And when that collapsed, the Mothman, disappeared. What makes you think like you had the TNT bunkers? Could this been a government experiment? The bridge collapsed just to come in so they can go get their creature, take it back to whatever facility. There's so much shit you can kind of run with the Mothman.
Right. You can take it in so many different directions.
I think the general view, though, is it's an ominous presence. It's not so much causing anything or doing anything. It's just like it's like if someone thinks they see an angel, and they're near something
a harbinger
that happened.
The only really bad thing a dog disappeared.
Maybe he got scared. Maybe he got scared of all the junipers, thinking they were cedar trees.
You never know, man.
But yeah, that's kind of like I wanted to do something a little bit different with it and kind of turn it more into that physical presence. Because I say it's always kind of that whisper in the wind, the red eyes in the distance that everybody runs from. And I say I grew up in the '80s, so I grew up with the Jason Voorhees, Freddie, Michael, all that type of shit. So I wanted to kind of sprinkle that in a little bit. I mean, it's not a hardcore like you're not going to see like Mothman like ripping somebody's face open and like sucking their eyeballs out or anything. As cool as that would be.
I think you're taking more of a supernatural approach to something that no one really knows anything exact about. It's all just myth and legend, and you're just kind of having fun with that general concept.
Kind of like if you ever watch the show Supernatural, they don't take things like too far. It stays in a pretty balanced level of entertainment. At least, like I say, that's where we're kind of going with the first one.
Okay, so you're telling me that he's going to be looking for his dead dad.
Yeah, the Mothman's looking for his dead parents.
Why, Father? Why did you abandon me, Father? Oh,
was it because of the antenna?
Yeah.
No, it's Mothra. Mothra, why did you abandon me?
Yeah. Was I not pretty enough for you, Father?
It was
then he sees his dad. Go.
Arthur from the Tick and Mothman Mothra had a baby, and it was Mothman.
But I mean, that's great as a writer. That gives you like a big sandbox. I mean, you can take that in so many different directions potentially.
Why is sandbox? Are you calling this thing shit, dude? What the hell?
No, it's play around.
It's fun to play in. Yeah.
And if you're working with like specific figures like Preston, of course, he's working with the Frankenstein legend. Holy crap, you've got like a whole over 100 years of Frankenstein adaptations, not just the novel, that you could cherry pick stuff from. Here with the Mothman, you don't have that much, so there's this big wide space that you can work to fill in the blanks and make it serve whatever purpose it is you want to use it for.
You can do anything with it. Yeah, there's really nothing outside of the realm of possibility where you're going to run into people being like, well, actually, there's not going to be very much of that.
Now, we might run into that in the second issue. Like I say, because the first issue, it's a smaller comic, but the second one's where we really start filling in a lot of stuff with the other urban creatures, urban legends. So we might run into that problem where people's like, you put this in the book, that's not how this creature is supposed to be, kind of shit. So,
right.
I'll fist fight them. I'm not scared of any nerd. Come on.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's like then they can't pull that crap because then it's like, well, no, this is the true story. This is the real thing. That's just the legend. This is what's behind the legend. You know, you got great freedom there. That's something that's a great thing for.
That's going to be book 2's cover name, Mothman Behind the Legend. There we go.
Yeah. So you're $445 away from the fixed goal.
Come on,
let's talk about your tiers here. So you don't have a featured tier, which it's always good to have one of your more popular tiers up at the featured. But so you have book 1 for 15.
Yeah.
You have book 1 and cover B for 15.
Yeah, that's the present or the that's the doodle bags is the cover 2.
And then you have the Mothman Mania, which is both covers.
Yeah, both covers, all prints. Yeah.
For 25. And then original art pages for 150. And you have 6 of those. And you have now these art pages, these are Joe's art?
No, this is Elia's. Elia's our interior.
Okay. All right, and then we have a Matt Burke original art for 300. And there's only one of those. Cover sketch. There's one of those. You got rid of the Become Part of the Legend. You only had one of those.
Yeah.
And then
Chris got it.
Yeah.
Of course.
Booyah.
He put it on there just for Chris to get. That's what it is.
Got him.
No. And you sold Joe Ball's art piece to his mother.
Yep.
And then probably Brian here brought Preston's painting. So
was that you,
I'm
Brian?
a broke ass bitch. I can't afford that shit.
I think an Australian bought it.
Yeah, actually. Mm-hmm.
Did
We
you
had
show
a
the
lot
print?
of Aussies buying
Drew,
up on it.
did you show the
surprising?
Drew, did you show the print I did? I think he put it at the bottom, didn't he?
Yeah,
I showed everything. I don't know which one. This one?
Michael Bancroft. Maybe he jacked it
with the triple D.
Ooh,
Triple D.
nice.
Yeah, that's gonna be our first stretch goal.
So it's Shane trying to save. He just found that dog and he saved the dog from the Mothman, and the Mothman's not happy. That was the missing dog.
I took his breakfast.
Yep.
And hey, maybe the Mothman just likes dogs. It doesn't mean they did anything sinister to the dog. Maybe the pooch wasn't getting enough love with the humans that he was with, and the Mothman was just kind of like, or he went up to the Mothman and said, "Will you be my mama, or you be my daddy?" And next thing
Will you be
know,
my Mr. Mom?
Don't
yeah,
ruin
exactly.
it, Brian.
Next thing you know,
Don't
Mothman's
ruin
got a dog.
It's supposed to be a monster
You guys want to
story.
hear a real life story of an animal Shane saved once?
Yeah.
Okay, he's definitely an animal guy. Like he's more than willing to take care of anything that comes along and be kind to it. But one day we were at our shop and we were standing out front 'cause I chain smoke, so I was out front a lot, and we thought we saw like a grocery bag, like a plastic bag, like blow it in the street. And then Shane was like, "No, I think that's an animal." And I was like, "I don't know what the fuck that is." So we locked the store up and walked up the street a little and realized there was a pigeon that's feet was caked in like mud and shit and stuff, and it couldn't get itself up. It was stuck on the ground, just flopping around. So Shane picked the thing up, took it back to the shop. We didn't have any real functioning sinks or anything. All we had was like a toilet. So we just cleaned it in the backside of the toilet and then got the thing healthied up and fed it a little food and gave it some water. And then Shane took it out back and the thing flew off into the distance. And I was like, we should have just killed it. It was a pigeon. But he's got a bigger heart than me. And I still look back at that and I'm like, nobody else would do that. No one else would run into traffic, pick up this stupid fucking pigeon and get it all cleaned up and back to health in a matter of a day, where I'm like, let's just put a bullet in its head. Like I hate like rodent-esque animals. Like I hate raccoons, I hate possums, I hate squirrels, I hate all that shit. And
I'm the weird guy that has the 10 cats in his backyard and like the 5 raccoons that come out when I put the food out at night.
Yeah, I buried like 4 raccoons over the summer. So
oh no.
Yeah.
I love raccoons, man. And
I have zero
I think they're
sympathy.
adorable personally, but that's me. I
Well,
love
when
critters.
when they tear up your house that you keep doing repairs on and sinking thousands of dollars into,
Oh God.
you stop seeing a raccoon as a cute little critter and you see it as something that not only doesn't deserve mercy, it probably deserves, torture. But I'm not. That's not in me. I'm not a torturer. So I'll just kill it and get it over with. But I have zero sympathy for some of God's creatures.
Joe has like raccoon hats he just makes.
Yeah, I try to even avoid killing insects if I can help it, except like mosquitoes, because it's you're gonna suck my blood. Now that shit is personal.
Well, I mean, they're basically just a parasite at this point, so.
Yeah, anything that's my blood, it's like, okay, it's on like Donkey Kong.
Yeah, I'm there with you on that one.
I see it as a good way to harden myself. That's there's no need to go backwards.
Man, the worst thing, I'm with Brian. I'm an animal lover. I work nights, so we got forklifts, and I swear, man, we have people. They've worked there for years. We take stuff in and out of trailers with forklifts and shit, and there's still motherfuckers who don't understand like raccoons get underneath these pallets and stuff when they're unloading.
Right.
And nothing sounds worse in the world than a raccoon being stuck underneath of a power jack and a skid that's been hit. Oh man, those things. And then they always get me because they know I like animals. I'm usually the person that, like, if we get an animal, I'll take it out the store. I've been fucking mauled by endless amounts of cats in that fucking place. But raccoons, a little bit different story. Usually it's kind of like a broom scenario. But yeah, they always come and get me. Like, I want to see this heinous motherfucking mess that they've made because they're fucking stupid and can't understand. Not because they're intelligent creatures. They'll go all the way to the back of the trailer.
Oh yeah, they're clever.
Yeah, so you always know they're when it comes to the end of the trailer, you don't fucking stick the jack 100 miles per hour under the fucking thing and then lift it up and just start going. You just kind of ease it in.
Right.
And
that's what she said.
Yeah, man. The funny thing is, there was a girl, and she fucking rammed this damn raccoon. Next thing you know, but does she stop? Does she stop there when it's squealing? No, man. She waits till it's like halfway through the fucking trailer, and then comes and gets me. Like, hey, Shane, we got this problem. I'm like, God damn, what? And then sure enough, man, here's this fucking mangled ass raccoon.
Aww.
I hate that shit, man. It's like I've had that scenario like 3 times with these fuckers. I'm like. And it's not like I carry a fucking gun with me. I don't know what it's like. We want to pray the fucking thing to death. So
most rational people don't want to see animals like brutalized. No. Like I don't have sympathy for certain ones, but I don't want to see them brutalized.
But then they get pissed off at me when I call them dumb motherfuckers. I'm like, well, dumb motherfucker, don't stick your fucking like look at me like,
yeah.
I'm like, how many times is it gonna happen? It's very simple, but yeah. I don't know where I was getting with the animal thing since you brought up the raccoon thing or the pigeon, but
some of your coworkers are just kind of retarded. I think that's where we were going with it.
But like I said, they come to me like I was going to fucking save this thing that they fucking mangled. I'm like, you fucking mangled it, you fucking deal with it. You take it out back and fucking take a hammer to its face, man. Don't have me do it.
I tend to disagree with this sentiment. Stray cats go from looking cute to vermin when they are 15 to 20 running around. I have so much sympathy for stray cats because
love the kitties.
Yeah, all my cats are stray cats.
Yeah,
that's where I get all mine. They just kind of you start feeding one. Well, mine started because my neighbors they have cats and they don't neuter them and stuff, but then they don't take care of the offspring, so then they end up down my way.
Yeah, I've neutered and spayed so many freaking cats, like it's just unreal. I mean, I don't even have I would have to actually ask my vet to see how many it's been so many now.
Drew loves the kitty and has done great things for many kitties.
They need human beings to protect them because it's just dangerous. Even in a suburban neighborhood, it's just dangerous. You know what I mean? There's cruel people who do horrible things to cats. I mean, I have seen, and let me just tell you, he did not like what I did to his car afterwards. But I've seen a motherfucker run over a cat on my street. Wasn't one of my cats, you know what I mean? But he gunned it to hit the cat. You know what I mean? So
yeah, that's a weird mentality.
So I picked up a river rock off my lawn and I threw it through his window.
Yeah, I mean, that's like people around here will drive so fast they'll like run over squirrels, and it's just like this isn't even they're not even a road. It's like and it's right in front of a playground, and that puts speed bumps there. But then you got these motherfuckers that are driving like these jacked up trucks and just boom, go right over them, and then so fast you hear their tires squealing. You know, it's like. But yeah, no, I've seen people like run over squirrels like not even like tapping the fucking brake. It's like, come on now, gotta have some kind of basic respect for life.
You know, it's even stranger, even though it's not like vindictive or weird or like, you know, like borderline psychopathic, like that stuff. Around here, a lot of people hunt squirrels around here, and it's boggled my mind for years why you waste time hunting 10,000 of such a tiny critter, where it takes literally hundreds of them to make one pot of gravy, and you're still looking at it going, "Where's the meat at?" Why did you shoot all those for?
Squirrels are considered wild animals here in Central California, and all wild animals are protected. So you know, you actually have to have a license to shoot anything. So it's like if you, I mean, even if you're shooting like a squirrel because you think they're, you know, a nuisance, or shooting birds because you think they're a nuisance, doves are like the exception. Dove hunting, you know what I mean? It's probably because they're like basically pigeons here. You know what I mean? But if you are out dove hunting and you are close enough to any kind of residential area, that will be a big, huge fine too. So.
We've had open season on coyotes for 2 years. You don't need anything special. You can just go out. You don't even got to tag them. You can kill as many coyotes as you can find, and nobody gives a shit. And it's kind of cool. But mainly because
Joe just walks out of the woods with like fucking pelts just hanging off of him.
Well, they murder livestock all the time, and I'm talking like cows, like things that cost thousands of dollars to. And you have to feed them and maintain these animals so that they grow up correctly. You know, if I had coyotes attacking my cows, I'd be blasting.
Hey, we've had a couple. I don't know if you know this, Joe, but we actually had a couple of bobcats this past year up this way.
I heard the bobcat numbers were up this year. I know if I saw a bobcat, they're just too.
I think it'd be pretty fucking cool. I'm like, oh,
they
shit,
look, they look exotic to me.
Brian's getting ready now.
Yeah,
Brian's on his way. He's like, I'm coming to Ohio, boys.
You guys are talking about blasting stuff.
Yeah.
These are actually. What I love about shotties is you can load them with non-lethal ammo. It's a beanbag right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, coyotes actually up the hill, they go after cats a lot. They go after chickens and so.
I mean, coyotes look cool because they just look like a dog. I don't mind that part of them, but they're just such a nuisance animal that I just don't have sympathy when I see them getting killed. I'm like, whatever.
Foxes are really cute. Well, I know
foxes are adorable. Yeah.
Now in the South, don't they have like a huge problem with like boars, like wild boars, are just like out of control down there?
Yeah,
in some places, they have some issues with that stuff. When pigs get out in the wild, they revert really quick. So if you just let a pig go, and let it run off, it's going to be a boar before you even know it, and it's going to be vicious and fast.
Well, it's not so much of being the vicious as they just destroy your farm.
Yeah, they're not vicious. They're just really strong animals. You know, they're not.
They're having a problem with them destroying the crops. Once they start, they just fucking annihilate all of it.
Yeah, they play.
Don't boars charge? Don't they charge? I mean, don't they have like tusks?
Oh yeah, they're definitely vicious.
Oh, they'll fuck you up. Yeah, man. Like they got those big old razorbacks in Australia. Yeah, they'll kill your ass.
Didn't you guys see Arnold Schwarzenegger's the Predator? The motherfucker took that one out.
Yeah. Of course, we've seen the Predator.
Fuck you, boy. I get you, boy.
Oh man.
I don't know. That's where my mind went. I was like, oh yeah, there's that boar in Predator.
So we were talking about the
they haven't made a B movie of that yet. There probably is.
Of what?
Boars attack or something.
Yeah, well,
they probably thought it would be boring.
There's an Australian horror movie it's superb, directed by Russell Mulcahy, who's probably most famous for Duran Duran videos and also Highlander. He directed a movie called Razorback.
There was a movie yesterday that we were looking at with a boar in it from Wes Craven. With a boar man, remember?
Oh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, then Swamp Thing. Yeah. But Razorback is like, it's a killer boar movie. It's actually very good. I actually recommend it to any horror fan. And of course, it's by Russell Mulcahy, so it's got like that cool kind of like 80s look to it. I actually recommend it.
Eric says here, I worked in Kern County, California for the last 8 years for EMS, and there were a few times when one of our ambulances would hit a wild pig. A few times we took out some black bears too. Yeah.
Dang, I could imagine hitting a black bear.
They're not very big. Black bears are actually kind of small.
Yeah, they're petite.
Yeah,
but it's not like hitting a raccoon, I'd be like, that has to do some damage to your vehicle. You think?
Well, we have a lot of deer here. In fact, there's people that breed deer here. My ex-girlfriend, her parents actually still breed deer. For slaughter. But there's a lot of wild deer, and you know what I mean, and they will end up in the road, and they're not afraid to shit. They're not that whole deer in the headlights thing. That's not actually accurate. I mean, there's a deer in the headlight, but they're not like scared of your headlights. Like they don't look at it and like, they just stand there and just what?
Well, they freeze. That's like
no. The deer here don't necessarily freeze.
They do here. Here in Ohio, they're just like, oh shit.
Yeah, I'm in suburban New York, and there's deer everywhere.
Right.
And it's actually gotten to the point where it's being considered like a bit of a problem. But they look adorable to me, but.
I've had just recently I got stopped by a deer because it just didn't want to get out of the way.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like afraid of my headlights. It was actually like kind of being like, threatening back to my car. I actually had to back up and go around it, and it looked at me like, yeah, I thought so.
Hey man, you don't want to, especially if it's a big old buck with a big old rack of horns.
It was actually.
Fuck you up so bad.
The deer's not taking shit down that way. They're done. They're done with.
Definitely not. Oh man, what are we looking? Oh man, what are we looking at here? Who's this by?
One of the funniest story was that.
Sorry, I'm good.
I was gonna say, did you ever hear the one of the guy that was driving a freaking truck, like a van, and he saw the freaking moose and he thought he could take a moose.
Oh.
And the moose charged at the goddamn van headlong, and he killed the driver. Okay, the moose is dead too.
Yeah.
But the truck is done, and the driver got crushed in the truck.
Dumbass.
Dude, it's like, you don't mess with that thing.
No, they're huge. They're huge. And they're all dopey and cute looking.
That thing will take down a big fucking truck.
Yeah. No, I mean, it is.
They'll die trying.
Yeah. There are people that will like if I'm visiting a friend that's in a little area that's a little bit more rural than where I am, and on the way back, I drive back like 30 miles an hour if it's night with the brights on.
Are we talking about deer?
Yeah.
No, we're talking about a moose now.
Oh, a moose! Good lord, a moose is a whole nother thing.
That's why I brought up the story of the guy was driving a semi, like a van, and he saw a moose and he thought he could just squash it, and the moose just turned around and charged at the truck headlong, and dude, he took the driver. He's dead too. The moose is dead too. The van is totaled and the driver's done. Yeah.
I may be going out, but I'm taking you with me.
I wouldn't mess with no moose. I've seen enough videos of them up next to humans, and they look so insanely big.
Yeah, they are.
I was like, I won't go near a moose unless I'm way distanced. And
have you ever
that's the size of a fucking house, dude?
Have you ever held a moose skull with the antlers in your hand?
No.
They are fucking heavy.
Yeah.
Heavy. Those moose antlers are fucking super heavy. So I would assume that the fact that they have to hold that skull and them antlers up
Dude.
You know, they probably have a severely strong spine.
If you've never seen it, Google on go on YouTube and go find a video of moose fighting. Right when they charge like head to head, dude, it's like thunder.
Yeah,
it sounds like fucking thunder.
Yeah, man.
Thunder.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, it's one of those
shakes,
places,
dude.
Well, I mean, that's where you could see like the actual like power of the animal. Yeah, they're mighty.
It's like two bulldozers are having fun.
Yep.
Headbutting each other.
Yeah, man.
Fuck.
Yeah. Or when you see like
that would be kind of fun to have a couple of bulldozers and do a crash up derby with those instead of.
Oh yeah, Bronson Gorilla is saying, look at the videos of the moose knocking over a tractor trailer on the side of the road.
Yeah,
they ram them and could flip them. Yeah, man, I've seen that shit. I mean, not like right, I've seen that shit in video. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, they're super powerful.
I have this running opinion. Obviously, it's a bad one. There are certain things on this planet that are just too big and shouldn't exist, such as like whales. Like they're just too big. I don't trust them. They're too big.
Though. They always.
Wait. In what circumstance do you need to trust a whale? That's what I want to know.
It's not just animals.
You loan him money or some shit? What the fuck?
Dude, you could be driving your boat and he goes, "Hey, you know what? Fuck you."
The 747's too big. Certain skyscrapers are just too big. I don't trust.
No, I can agree with you. It's not that I don't. It's not that they bother me as much as like people's like when I see people like swimming out in the open water of the ocean. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm in Ohio. I've been to the ocean a couple times, but I had that fear. Oh shit. No, go ahead. You can play.
I can't play them too long. I don't want to get any copyright things and get the video struck.
You can't for that.
Man, the video that I'm obsessed with right now, I don't know if you guys have seen it. I posted the link on my Facebook, my Twitter, and everything. It's a elephant in Thailand that stops in the middle of the road, stops a bus, and like reaches in.
Wait, did you hear that? Hold on a second.
Oh yeah, boom.
And those are small mooses.
Yeah, they are.
It seems like those are just little babies.
Yeah, they're just fucking dude. They're like teenagers.
Yeah. Damn, throw it down like right into some dude's front yard.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's literally like the middle of like a suburban neighborhood. There's two mooses fighting.
Is this in Canada?
Alaska.
That's also not real America.
Alaska, too big. I don't trust
it. Dude, I've seen one, dude. The antlers, like the head was the size of the fucking... was like above the roof there. Like,
oh my god! Yeah,
look at that! Look at that! He's just dragging him off across the ground there on that. Look at
it. Lost his footing.
Oh
no!
And he's down! Ladies and gentlemen.
And while they're both distracted, you pop them both and drop them.
Yeah, but you better have
you might be a big moose, but a bullet sure seemed to do the job, and it's far smaller than you, moose.
You better hope the bullet does the job.
You better have something big, though. Yeah.
You better hope that bullet does the job.
I'll go in there with a 50 cal and just turn them into Swiss cheese.
But yeah, I was talking that elephant video that I was talking about. You see, like this elephant in Thailand literally commit highway robbery. It stops a bus and sticks its trunk in through the window, and the guy's like trying to roll the window up real quick, and you hear it break, and that trunk is just in there, and it's just like, okay, fuck you. Give me some bananas. Give me something. And they give it some bananas, and then just
Dude, I'd say elephants and dolphins. They're like two of the smartest critters
on
planet Earth. Like, I almost feel like you can't kill an elephant just because it's so smart.
Yeah.
Like, it's sad when when you see their emotional reactions to things. It's like, man, there's a lot going on inside of their heads.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, without a
What
doubt.
is that blue shit on this fucking one moose?
I said it looks like he has yeah, I think he's caught in something.
Yeah.
It's a clothesline or something.
They're dragging a wire somewhere. Look.
Are they stuck at this
That's
point?
what I'm wondering.
Or are they
Like,
just still
like,
fighting?
I'm wondering if they like.
I think
are,
they're
like,
stuck at this point.
Yeah.
You ever seen those pics where like a deer have like got their antlers entangled, and then the one ripped the other one's head off, and they walk around like fucking zombie deer head just stuck as a trophy? Like, yeah,
No, I haven't seen that. No, I've missed that.
yeah, man, it's some fucking wicked shit. You just see like deer running around with other dead deer heads just fucking hanging out their shit.
You know, I wouldn't
Like,
shoot that
that's the
deer.
fucking
I would
buck
let
that
it
gets
pass.
vicious.
Yeah, I'd be like, you're pretty
See,
hardcore, dude. I'll let you.
Even the dog
you go.
even the dog knows better than to bark. He's the dog's like fuck this shit.
Seriously, that's a way of that definitely sends a message of don't fuck with me.
Because they got unstuck.
No.
I don't think they're
Fighting
still stuck
and
on
they start running. Do not go closer. Stay up here on this ledge. We're okay. Move
Still, this
Dudes,
kid,
it
stay up
was-
here on this ledge.
It was good being here tonight. I've got to hop off, but yeah, support Mothman, back the book, back everyone's book that's on the panel here tonight. All these guys do great work without a doubt. It's all professional. None of it looks like indie throwaway.
Yep.
So back everyone's books. Thanks for having me, Drew. It was
Yeah,
good
no
talking
problem,
to
brother.
everybody, and
Nice
I'll
meeting you,
talk to you
Joe.
guys again here soon. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
take
having
care,
us.
Joe. See you later, man.
Yep, later.
Now I want to see like a big moose come in and kick both their asses.
Dude, there you go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
We have a winner, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
He's like, okay, fuck this shit.
They takes a dump, you know. Oh wait,
Yep,
where's the other
he
moose
won
going?
the battle.
He's giving a little side eye there.
That's funny.
Yeah, man.
Yep. But when you see one that it's the height of a first floor, with the antlers bigger than that, the size of like half a car. You're like,
Yeah.
holy.
Yeah, I remember seeing one in New Hampshire, and I was just like,
Yes.
you know, it's like part of you wants to go out because they look so cute and dopey and everything. Part of you wants to go out and pet them and feed them, and then you're like,
Right.
yeah, but you know, there's a
Like,
part.
you think those were big? That's horse size.
Yeah, well, you know, porcupines were cute too. Just saying,
Oh.
porcupines are super cute.
And they talk too, man. They talk.
My girlfriend's like 4-year-old. She's like in this kick of like wanting to watch.
Wait,
videos
your
with
girlfriend,
animals making noise.
I have to clarify. You said your girlfriend's 4-year-old, not that your girlfriend's a 4-year-old, correct?
Yep.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I just had to make sure on that, just because it sounded like it could have gone the other way. I just wanted to.
Whoa there. But yeah, she's into like listen to like animal sounds. Like she always wants to pull up the YouTube.
Yeah.
And listen to animal sounds, and yeah, I was surprised by koala bears, porcupines, and there's like another one that was like kind of shocking.
But
I
like,
can't remember what the other one was, but
there's
yeah,
this porcupine.
koala bears were the
Eel?
weirdest one.
Electric eel is shocking.
There's this porcupine called Teddy, and there's this video where he's like munching on some corn, and this woman's trying to take it away from him, and he's like, "It's mine." it's amazing. And those little subtitles and everything. Yeah, they're very chatty. And, yeah, no, those are big moves right there. Big old. Oh shit.
You hear this shit?
Yeah, man, it's on like Donkey Kong. Yeah, they could fuck you up really bad.
Dude, I went hunting like moose with my uncles a long time ago, dude. That's when I saw one of those huge motherfuckers. Dude, you turn around, you think that's a tree. It's not a fucking tree.
So back to Mothman.
Oh,
Back
we lost
here.
Brian. I didn't realize he
Yeah, you said you'll be back in a
walked
second.
off.
You probably needed a refill.
I feel it, man. I went through my gigantic mug. Besides my
Dude,
head.
I have been like going all day long, dude. And right before
Yeah,
this,
you were streaming earlier today. I saw.
yeah,
Right?
yeah, I was streaming. Well, no, I was supposed to stream earlier today. Actually, at noon, I was supposed to stream with Charlie's London, but she has some stuff going on. She can't stream for a little while, and then I was the last hour before this show. I was helping Sparkle get her streams for her show, because the studio that she usually records that stuff at was out of service today. So we basically recorded her interviews for Thursday, and then she was here, so she hung out for a little bit for the show and said hi to the guys and stuff. So
now, how close is I know this is kind of off the Mothman topic, but how close is your next stretch goal? Because you only have a couple of days left, right?
It's like 300 and something. I'm actually trying not to be irritated about it, because I extended the campaign 30 days to reach the stretch goal. You know what I mean? And it has been like crickets. It has been severely crickets. So,
Man, it's a rough year for again, I'm new to everything.
Yeah,
but it's a learning curve.
Well, also just before the holidays, dude.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And people already tied on money.
Not just that. You also got to think we're also in the middle of everybody's so wrapped up with COVID talk, and then now the election. It's so hard to compete with the mindset of everybody's brains being everywhere, and you got to try to gravitate them towards.
There's still campaigns making money. You know what I mean? So the money's
there.
True. It's just that ever since the schism with War Campaign and EVS, the sales have gone way down. A lot of people have closed their wallets. You know what I mean? And I just I think that that's gonna take a while for that to regenerate. It just is what it is. Yeah, it just is what it is. I mean, I just have to roll with the punches and change my system. You know what I mean? So it's like it's gonna go in demand, and then I probably won't launch my next campaign for chapter 3 in January like I was hoping. I was probably gonna wait till maybe February, or maybe even longer, depending on on the nature of things. You know what I mean? So if my in demand ever picks up, I might consider it. But if the in demand slows down, I'm going to have to reevaluate. So go as we go. You know what I mean? So
yeah, man, it's definitely been a learning thing. Just getting into all this for me, because I come from where I was just doing kids chapter books, doing that type of stuff. It's very small scale. I was just going the more the Amazon route. So jumping into just the streams and getting used to being on cameras and selling yourself as a person to people, because as a writer, you're kind of used to being more behind the scenes of stuff, not really out. I don't want to say not being a character, because it's not like I'm being a character or anything. I'm being me, but just getting used to that and figuring out what show's going. I think that's been a thing for me, is gravitating towards one. I try to gravitate towards the people I tend to connect with a little bit more versus some of the other shows where I'm not, like I said, I'm not the most political person, so it's not that I won't go on those shows. I just don't know if I do really well on them, because people get really into that shit, and I'm like, I don't know, I'm so busy that I'll turn into politics somewhat, or tune in, but I couldn't talk to you about it for 2 hours and try to sell a book at the same time, or just be entertaining. There's better people at it than me, I guess. So those kind of shows, I don't think I do very well on. So I haven't really reached out and tried to get on them, even if it's a big show. Because like I say, I might be good on there if I had a panel of people that's
oh, dude, what about Graded.5? Have you reached out to them?
No.
You should. They're great. They're good people.
Yeah, I started watching.
They're not streaming as much as they used to be. So
yeah, Piper has her own show now, but she hasn't had too much on about like comics that I've caught. So I don't know what she's doing with the stream. I didn't want to like, butt in like, hey, do you want to talk about? Because I know she's trying to do her own thing,
right?
Which is again, I think at this point, like a little bit of what Drew was talking about.
There's a bit of healing that needs to be done. That's what we've discussed this before. Yeah.
But you got big as a newcomer. I see there's obviously like big channels, and they have very little room out of your 60-day to 30-day campaign to have you on. Like you might get a day, so you don't want to bank on that. You don't want to bank on that opportunity to be your only thing. But so you're very limited there. And then your mid card kind of shows, I feel like, again, those people are getting a lot of views, but they're very political. So I can't tell if it's more just their audience are tuning in for political news and don't really give a shit too much about the comics. And then, which is not too bad because I noticed there are a lot more shows popping up because, as smaller creators like me, a lot of us are looking for places just to show off our stuff or just get to know people and test this whole thing out.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more of those shows popping up, which is nice. I mean, I just started my show like, we're trying to compete on a Sunday. I have to do Sundays because I work thirds. So that's my day that I can do it. I mean, there's some big shows on that day, but I still got people coming in, up like, hey, do you mind if I come on next week? Because I say there's such a demand for people to show off their product or just to get used to this whole process. But like I say, you get the bigger guys who don't give you too much room. But like I say, I know everybody's entitled to do whatever they want with their shows. But it does make it coming into it. It's very hard to figure out
I get you. Like this time last year, there was like 4 campaigns total. You know what I mean? And mine was wrapping up as one of those 4. Now it's like there's like right now as far as active campaigns, there's probably like 16. You know what I mean? I mean, it's 20,
yeah.
And like a lot of those are wrapping up. You know what I mean? So it's really getting to be a place where, and this is one of those things I was saying about how the crowdfunding market's unsustainable because there's not enough money to go around. You know what I mean? To meet the demand, and the audience isn't big enough, and it's not growing fast enough. It's just not going to be sustainable to feed a house full of people. You know what I mean? It's just when the house is full, there's not going to be enough food going around. And I think that's why a lot of the bigger channels aren't sharing as much anymore. You know what I mean? Because they know, there's only so much money to go around, and they want to make sure they keep theirs. So
that could be part of it. I mean, we've had 2 schisms.
That's why Red Label promo
in CG since I've been here, and I'm expecting another one in 2021. That's just going to be like a seasonal thing that you're just like,
Well, I don't know if there'll be another. I don't know if there'll be another schism because But then again, I saw a tweet I think today where Mike S. Miller and apologized to EVS and supposedly they're burying the hatchet. So
Nasser's back on.
Yeah, maybe there'll be another.
I don't know who Nasser is.
Times he hasn't had me on, but he's had Nasser back on. God damn.
I say Nasser must have been a really big thing and before my time, because everybody seems to be flipping out about the Nasser thing.
There's a lot of drama involved with that, and it actually is before my time when all that went off too.
Before my time too. Before my time as well.
Which, I mean, that's the thing with like some of these people. That's why I can't gravitate to some of their channels because they get fixated on those kind of topics, but then they talk about them forever, and that does no good for creative mindsets. What good does that do for CG if you go looking for fights or you pick fights from like back? It's like going out of your way to find your ex in a bar full of women to go argue with. What the fuck is that doing?
It's kind of like there's 2 CGs now, right? There's like OG CG that really feeds on drama. You know what I mean? That like they want to talk about all the, like they still want to hammer SJWs, and then like Ethan is like always looking for something in the mainstream to just smash. You know what I mean? It's kind of like their thing because it's what has worked for them this far. Then there's those of us. Then there's those smaller creators like us who never worked in the mainstream industry. You know what I mean? Right. So we don't have like that clout.
Disconnect.
We're a completely different fucking breed of creator. We're the ones that never fucking were allowed in the mainstream. We're the ones that were fucking stonewalled and never got in. And the sad part is we're kind of stonewalled from the upper echelon of our own community as well. We are. So so in a way, it's fucked up to say when you look at it, and it's kind of what War Campaign was mad about is the upper echelon kind of started treating the smaller CGs the same way the mainstream was treating them when they were, when they had their fucking fix.
I don't even know. I guess I don't know too many of the War Campaign guys. Like I said, when I came in, they had the whole beef with the Star Wars chick and all that, which everybody knows. But that's where I kind of came in with War Campaign. So I'm like, well, that's going on. So there's no point of me like I'm going to say again.
They mostly.
I understand. I understand. It brings in ratings and drama, and your channel grows. But at the same time, you're hurting what all this is about from both sides of the party. Just for the fact of, okay, now when do you want to have creators on? When do you want to talk about what the whole movement's supposed to be about? A lot of it should be DM, and person, their own personal. I mean, it's the internet for Christ's sake. Just fucking disconnect. I don't care. If I had a falling out with Brian per se or Sam. There's no point of like going online and spending like, months debating it on a stream, because now all you're doing is you're hurting your audience in the sense of you're going to draw in people that's not there for comics for one. You're just drawing in, YouTube kind of people. Like I say, your channel will grow, but unless you're making like a gigantic channel, you're not going to make money off that. And like I say, it stops people from me reaching out because I'm like, what do I talk about on your show? Like you just had like a giant battle. Do I just step in and go, do you want to talk about my book next week?
Yeah.
That's where I kind of.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, you're 100% right. And, I remember going on somebody's channel a few months ago, and like before we went on air, the person was like, okay, there are these other people I want to have on. Are you cool with them? I was like, what? It's like, because I can't follow all the beef. Right. All the infighting. I can't keep track of it. So I just want to check with you to make sure. I'm like, I'm cool with everybody. Unless they tell me who I can and can't hang out with.
Right.
Then I have a beef with them, Yeah. But it shows you how pervasive the drama goes. And you know what? We lost a lot of customers because a lot of people were just grossed out by the negative vibes, and we're just kind of like
you don't want to give like the opposite side of the spectrum like ammo. Like I say, since I'm new, when you're an outsider and you're coming into this, you don't know about half this shit anyways. Like you have to explain it to people half the time. Like when I told people at work, like, oh yeah, I'm doing a comic and I joined this comic movement, Comicsgate. They're like, what the fuck is Comicsgate? So then you kind of almost have to explain why there's a beef in Comicsgate you know what I'm saying? Like, and if people would just think a little bit more before they come on and go at it, you don't have to worry about getting so much ammo out there in the world for people for somebody to like just clip something and hold it against a whole network of creators who have nothing to do with some of the stuff.
No,
I'm not just saying like some of the.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's not just like the big channels. I'm not trying to like point out like a certain person, because it happens in the little channels. I've watched the little channels like go off hinge. I'm like, what the hell is going on in this shit?
I know. Yeah, well, a lot of little. I mean, I trust me. I've gone on rants on this channel too. I mean, it's not an unknown thing. But the thing that we need to like start doing is just making sure that we do good content, and it's important that we not just like there was a time when liking and sharing, it's important, but it's not endorsement. we need to endorse each other's books. You know, we need to say, you know what, Mothman looks really good. You know, Shane's a fucking cool dude. You know what I mean? You're gonna get your freaking book. You know, back his shit. You know what I mean? You know, and then you know, on this channel we actually move a lot of books, but you know, we don't move them in like huge numbers. We move like, you know, 1 or 2 for a creator here. You know what I mean? You know, sometimes we get you know, that, and it's hard to push books. I mean, it really is hard to push books for people because we have books we want to sell too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I mean, like Clint, you know, he doesn't have a whole lot of people on his channel right now to push things because he's pushing his book. If he brings somebody on his channel, it's because they're a high profile creator who's you know, who has a channel that's high profile, and it's kind of like an exchange thing.
Which one's Clint?
Clint Stoker. He has the Fatal FATL
and Fatal.
Yeah, Sweetcast.
Yes, big six gun gorilla fan.
You guys like this big name? I'm all like, oh, okay.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. You know, I've always thought of our community as not gatekeeping but gate opening. And you know,
but that's not necessarily true.
People,
there's a lot of gatekeeping going on in the community.
There is, there is, but not here.
No,
you know?
not on this channel.
Yeah,
no,
yeah, I see
on this channel.
I'm on this channel, and you know, some of the drama. It's like I'm happy when I'm ignorant about some of the drama, like the recent beef with the Greater 0.5 beeps. I was really disappointed to hear that there was some drama there, but you know what? I don't even know what the hell's going on. And,
but that's the thing, Brian. And you wouldn't know if like people didn't you know, go. You don't have to go in depth with it. You know, we don't know anybody's. We only know some people's points because they come out and say it. We don't know what they're going through. We don't know, you know, the small details. You know, so it's you know, I try not to judge. You know, I actually I know a lot of people have beef with Liam. Liam doesn't bother me. I find some of his stuff like kind of funny, but I take Liam for what Liam is. I mean, Liam's going to sell Liam how Liam wants to sell Liam.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm only disappointed in Liam because he used to be a friend and now he's a stranger.
No.
You know
I mean, I've talked.
I don't know how. I imagine Sim feels similar because you know. I mean, I mean, there's many a time that Sim's Discord was nothing but me, him, and Liam. You know.
Oh.
Yeah, but he's busy, and you know, there's a lot of stuff going on, and like you know, like you guys are saying, there's a lot of shit going on everywhere, and people are getting you know. Trying to keep their head down and doing their
it's
thing.
So crazy.
I guess.
I just come into this, you know. I just want to make a fucking comic book. I like meeting the people. I just gravitate to where people will allow me to just bullshit and you know, if drama starts, I'll just kind of walk this way a little bit, you know. And it's nothing against whoever's the drama.
Yeah, and then let's address it for what it really is, a big picture. Okay, so as far as indie comics go,
sorry, I just like what Brunson said. Until Sim and I go heel and faction up to all American boards will wreck the joint.
So
hell yeah, bro.
So as far as indie comics go, right, just about every book in CG is a success as far as indie comic logic. You know what I mean? We just have a different perspective of success because there are books in our community that are hitting like, you know, 20K, 30K, 50K, 70K, 100K. You know what I mean? But like a 5K indie comic book is a fucking hit.
It is.
You know what I mean? It's a super hit. You know what I mean? A fucking $1,000 indie comic book. If you sell 100 copies, you are considered a hit because that is very hard to do in indie comics. There was a time when that would have never happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. That's why this time has been a special opportunity. Now, where like the infighting and everything is concerned, like when the last schism happened, the one thing I kept saying over and over and over again was, what does any of this have to do with making comics?
Yeah, man, that's where I kind of
get hang out with. And the people that I vibe with, the people that are just like, I want to make comics and I want to make awesome comics.
Yeah,
comics. And
that was the hard thing when I came in. Like I said, when I came in, there was like that big beef between a war campaign. Eves was kind of thrown in there. It was mostly on Liam's channel, but you know that was the big news. I'm not, like I said, I'm not point fingers who was right and wrong in anything because I was new. But it's so hard as a new creator to come in and be like, well, okay, so where am I supposed to go? Because now all the small channels want to to talk about that.
Right, and then
that's the hard thing.
Show, and then the other person's gonna be pissed off, like, "Hey, what were you doing on that show?" Yeah. Like I said, like like I'm not gonna mention who the creator was, but he was like, "Yeah, like I want to make sure I have to check to make sure that you don't have a beef with this other person that I'm having on." I was just like, it's gotten to that point. It's sad.
Well, some channels, if you have a channel and you're the one running it.
Yeah,
you should have the smarts to know when something's getting too out of hand, where you can just stop it and be like, all right, we're gonna go ahead and end the broadcast because it's a little bit too heated. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about,
right?
Because it's not good for sales. It's not good for comment. It's not good for the CG reputation.
We should be proud, dude. We made it. We have our own whisper networks. We made it big.
Yeah, no, I know. It's fucked up. It's fucked up, and it's sad.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm ignorant to a large part of it, and you know what? I like it that way.
But it's a good. Like I say, man, you just have to gravitate towards who you can, and kind of just stick with it, and not saying totally ignore those people, but you don't want. There's enough stress doing campaigns as it is between making sure you get your art done, your writing done, everyday life. The last thing you want is like somebody you don't really know and just have a clash over something that you can walk away from tomorrow and not even care about.
Exactly.
It's the heat of the moment.
Yeah. And like you don't have to like everyone to get along.
Yes.
I don't even like Sim. I just use him for because he allows me to be on Hardline and the Morning Roast with Chris. That's it. So it wasn't for that.
Luckily on this.
Yeah, he's been a fucking ass ever since I sent him the drawing. He's like, "Fuck you now."
Yeah. Luckily on this channel, we actually like each other, and we usually bring people on here that we like for the most part, or or that we don't know when we're bringing them on to get to know them, get to know their comic, to see And it's not like we're trying to induct people into CG. We bring people on here that are not CG. We bring people on here that have never heard of CG.
Absolutely.
Seriously, we've had guests who are like, "What the fuck, CG?" You know what I mean? So it's like,
and this is the way it should be. Once again, not gatekeeping, gate opening. And
dude, we don't even all get along on everything here.
No, but we all like each other. But
exactly.
But we're friends and we like each other, so that makes so not getting along is okay.
Yeah, I mean, we're not getting along. I mean, agreeing on things. I didn't say we don't get along. I said we don't agree on.
Hey, fuck you, man! I said we don't get along. No,
I mean, if we get along,
whatever floats your boat, Drew.
In the immortal words of the great American poet Ice-T, if you agree with everything that somebody's saying, only one of you is doing the thinking. It's boring if you agree on everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's just like, but
there'd be nothing to talk about.
There'd be nothing to talk about. Exactly. But they're the important things, and then there's just bullshit. Like I said, this should be a fun. We're supposed to be fun here.
It's like when you go to the comic book store back in the day, and you debated on like, why would Batman get his ass kicked by Green Lantern kind of shit,
Right.
That's the right kind of fighting,
Yes.
Or what monster's going to kick this monster's ass, or we was talking Mandalorian the other day. My beef with Mandalorian has nothing to do with boob armor and Baby Yoda eating eggs. Mine's to do with is the story going to go anywhere? I can talk about shit like that all night.
You know what's my problem with it?
Yeah.
I can't even get myself to watch it.
Oh, it's so good. I mean,
they kill me with that. Everything that happened with the movies, they kill me. So I'm like,
oh, but it's the best Star Wars since Empire.
Yeah. Dude, the people were saying that what's the Rogue One was the best Star Wars after the new ones. Everybody likes the shittier Star Wars now because the other ones were shitty as fuck.
Well, you're talking to somebody that liked the Star Wars movie since Return of the Jedi. And actually, I didn't like Return of the Jedi, so I'm
not a Return of the Jedi fan. I don't like Ewoks. That's just me. I thought they were kind of
I mean, this is just like a merchandising thing. These little teddy bear people, fuck that bullshit.
Yeah,
I haven't liked the Star Wars movie since Empire, and I love the Mandalorian. But yeah, no, of course you're like, well, could you please move the story forward? But then it's
you're not a real Star Wars fan.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It's not that I don't mind. I like.
I'm just teasing.
I know.
I like the fact that he has a little the child and all that. I just the fan service. I don't mind the fan service, but like I hate when there's like a no. Are they going to go somewhere with it, or is it going to be like a 5-issue comic book, like the Return of Boba Fett? We got that now. Like, are they actually going to do something with the Darksaber? Which I figure they probably will. That's going to be one of their main things with that guy.
Like they're dragging the story out with these like done-in-one stories.
Yeah. So now you got the Mandalorians that came in, and they're like, "Oh, see, we're in the universe, fan, and then we're service, and then we're going to just disappear." I'm like, "Are they going?" And now we're going to get Ahsoka probably in the next episode. But is it just going to be like a, "Hey, I'm Ahsoka," fan service later? It's cool seeing it, but like if it's not really moving the story forward,
for it exactly, and
that's where I'm at with it. Like now we're at the point now where I don't know. It's kind of like, will Mandalorian? I'd still watch it without the child, but now it's kind of got the normal people who don't really care for Star Wars watching it because there's a cute little green alien. Now, if you take it away, will the show survive? Is that going to affect how they make the show now? Like, are they going to turn away from it?
I have a feeling the child is going to be a permanent fixture of the show.
Yeah, it's not the cub.
Yeah, I have to admit that all those different streaming services it's becoming a problem. Like, there's so many that you have to be subscribed to if you want to watch stuff, and they're all starting more and more and more and more.
Yeah, I just canceled Netflix.
I wanted to subscribe to HBO Max, right? We all know why. We all know why. Snyder Cut.
Right. I
can't even have it in Canada.
Like, do you really think a new edited version of that is really going to like make that movie better? I'm a person who didn't really mind it in the first place, but really but for throwing in a bunch of extra stuff, like people
it's not throwing a bunch of extra stuff. They changed changed the goddamn movie.
You're still having it's not like they reshot the whole movie.
Yeah, they reshot more than half the movie, dude.
Yeah, they did. And also, I gotta say this. On the one hand, I'm thinking of not watching it because evidently it's gonna have Jared Leto's Joker. So I'm like, but that's balanced out, negated by Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, they're all everything.
From John Jones.
It's technically the original movie that was supposed to be out before they edited and they brought Joss Whedon. It reshot 80% of the goddamn movie.
Yeah, because Zack Snyder's daughter committed suicide.
It's not Steppenwolf in the scene with the big fight. It was Darkseid. You were seeing Darkseid in the original cut.
And I liked the Justice League movie personally.
I didn't mind it.
No, I didn't like it that much.
It was fine.
I don't like the fact that you go from Batman really being badass to being a fucking. He's technically the joke.
No, well, I mean, the point is that he's redeemed. Right, because the Batman would be Superman, at least in the
he's redeemed. Ouch!
He's a killer.
He gets cucked by Wonder Woman nonstop, and he goes, "Ouch!" Yeah. Come on, that's not fucking Batman. He could break his fucking leg. He'll get up and go, "Okay."
Yeah, but that's also writer's thing there. I mean, you can't bitch about Superman being overpowered one day and then say Batman's okay and can get away with everything.
Why are you giving me a fact? I just stated you that was changed and rewritten and shitted on. That now we're gonna see the original, and you're going, yeah, but dude, that's because of the writer. I just fucking told you that.
No, you misunderstood what I just said, but that's okay.
Batman does not kill. That's what I'm saying. And
Batman did kill before, and they changed it.
I know, and it's bullshit. All I'm saying is that I was having this exact same discussion in a room, dude, a class.
You're at war. You don't use a gun. You don't use a gun, but at war you would.
This is what kills me. This is what makes me laugh sometimes. Is that Is that we get so emotionally involved in fictional characters? You know what I mean?
I know.
Exactly. Fan is short for fanatic.
Yeah.
That, right?
Fanatical.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, what's up, Steve?
Yes, you got Steve die. What's up, brother?
Steve. Fucking A, yeah.
What's going on, brother? The great
spoilers.
Steve, buddy, in the hizzy fish. But
right now he's more cryptic than Mothman.
Yeah.
he just knows when to duck his head, unlike the rest of us.
What's up? Nice to see you, bro.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, I haven't even. What's supposed to be next for DC outside of the cut? They got anything else?
Well, Wonder Woman 1984 is supposed to be the big thing that's coming next, and they've been holding out on it
And it should not come out, to be honest. After what I've heard, after everything I've heard, like I've heard from people that work on the special effects too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dude, they really went anti-Trump in that one. The bad guy even looks like him.
Oh wow!
But they made him like like character-wise, not look physically, but
because it's the 80s. It's war on the me generation. Which if you lived in that time period, that was the mindset. Then there was good versus evil. Evil was corporate. Evil was the greed. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And now greed is supposedly like what makes the world go round, and somehow greed became the good guy. And in this world, but
in the 80s, though, don't forget, people.
No, greed was not the good guy. It was a battle between the two mindsets, and obviously greed won. So
almost definitely, yeah. Well, because I mean, you had Wall Street, by Oliver Stone, and
right.
People identified with the villain. They actually thought that the villain was the hero.
No, people just wanted to be people just realized like because the stock market changed, you know what I mean, that you could it was opened up to a whole lot of different kind of businesses instead of just commodities. And then so like a lot of people started investing money, and then there was a lot of money to be made in the stock market. And then there was some other financial adjustments to society and then we had a big boom. We had a big boom. And
big bada boom.
And what happened was that we there were a lot of laws that were designed to change society in certain ways, and money kind of took over. I mean, money always ruled, you know what I mean? But the problem was that we had laws protecting people from excessive greed, and those laws were slowly stripped away, and they don't even exist anymore.
Yeah. The institutionalization, for instance, mentally ill people, I have physically handicapped people just thrown out on the street.
Yeah. And there's a lot of things. I mean, I don't want to get into it because I'll sound like some fucking bleeding heart liberal, and I'm so fucking not. That's Brian's job to be the bleeding heart liberal.
Most definitely.
However,
I'm the center. Even though I'm at the bottom right now, I'm the center.
Yeah, how am I the fucking hardcore conservative on this panel?
I know, right?
I'm Green Arrow. You're a Green Lantern, and Simon would be
Superman.
I don't know how I'm.
I'm trying to figure out which one would be the center, trying to be neutral all the time, trying to be the Boy Scout in a way. So I'm like Superman. Joel's was trying to be like,
Yeah.
Let's try and find a middle ground.
Right. Yeah, I love me some Big Blue.
I mean, that's why I like about the character so much.
Oh, yeah.
He's not a Boy Scout. Like, that's one of the things. Like, one of the lines is like, everybody always making remarks about me being a Boy Scout. I've never been in the Boy Scouts. Just because he's just a good guy,
Regardless of what you might anybody might think about the Snyderverse, no question, man. Henry Cavill is killing it.
Yeah. The only thing I do have to agree that on the Clark Kent side, on the writing, they should have made him like a bit more Clark Kentish. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he could pull it off, dude. Cavill is a great actor.
Yeah, they skipped a whole. They rewrote the whole timeline of Superman.
They try to make him too much like the new 52. They try to make Clark Kent like the new 52 Clark Kent.
Well, they tried to make they jumped into immediately Clark and Lois being a couple, pretty much, and that didn't happen.
The beauty of that relationship.
That didn't happen until Lois had gone through a whole lot of stuff, including having herself physically changed a couple of times to where she actually had superpowers temporarily before they were a couple, because that's how she found out Clark Kent was Superman. That was when she found out, and you know what I mean. And it's like that was like way down the road. And when she got superpowers, she got not euthanized. She got younger. So she was getting old, and Superman was with her, and she was getting old, and then she got superpowers, and she fucking went back to being 25 again. You know what I mean? And people.
Some of that just for me, I don't feel like every time the movies kind of redo themselves that we always need the complete backstories. I mean, it's nice that they
like,
because like
you need to see like Batman's parents getting killed. I don't understand what you're saying.
Like every time, right?
Yeah, but me,
like
yeah,
in every
me,
Batman movie, we got to watch his parents get killed again.
Me, that's why I like Man of Steel so goddamn much. Like, even though they're like, dude, we've discussed this before, Brian. There's a few pieces, at least 3-4 pieces, parts of that movie that pisses the fuck out of me.
Yeah, me too.
But
well,
we finally
movie
had the
adaptations,
growth of a kid that thinks he's weird, that doesn't fit in a goddamn world, goes and tries to explore the world, get to know the world that he lives in, get to know the people by saving them, going like this, going technically world trekking. He's traveling the goddamn world to get to know where his new fucking world that now he knows that he's alien to.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
To finally like become the king of superheroes, technically, you know. Like, so he needs to make some mistake, and that's the one you see him making mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the thing, is that it's not the perfect guy. Like, that's one, like, you know, you were saying Batman, we're fed up of always going the origin thing. Like, you can tell us if you've said that all many times. Superman, that's like, thank you, fucking thank you. Now we have a better view of what was going on. Like, you know, they took the time to like shape a new way of what happened on Krypton, which is pretty goddamn cool.
I thought
then
so.
after that, the Superman that we got in there is freaking amazing.
Yeah.
And you know, the fact that, you know, if you would have a big guy in blue, flying, being invulnerable to fucking thing, dude, how many people would believe is Jesus? We have how many people believing a normal guy with long hair is Jesus somewhere in the world every freaking time somewhere, right? So how would it be hard to believe that? You know very well that a guy like Superman would fly and everybody would think that he's a god, or, you know. Not everybody, but at least half the population will at least think that thing's a god and start worshiping his ass. And now that's what I like, is he's uncomfortable with it.
Right.
You know, that's what you see in the movie. He doesn't like it. He's uncomfortable with it.
Yep. And dude, there's that one scene in Batman v Superman, because there are moments in Man of Steel that get me choked up. And there's that one scene in Batman v Superman. You know, I don't know if you can guess which one it is. It's where he's in Mexico, and he's like coming out of this like building as it's crumbling. He's cradling this woman in her arms. It's like the Day of the Dead festival, and he gives this young woman to her mother.
Yeah,
and they're all reaching out and like they just want to touch him.
But that's the thing, is that they touch the fact that he can't save them all, and it hurts him.
Yeah,
and you know the point, like he made mistake, like, you know, oh, but did you see Detroit the city? Dude, he needs to at least do it at least once to go, fuck, I fucked up. I need to be careful next time.
I never, because there's a lot of things there are things that are wrong with that movie. I didn't think that was
exactly. To me, it's Lois Lane's not Lois Lane. She's not a real reporter. That thing is fucking stupid.
Yes.
You know, and with the tornado too.
No, I loved Margot Kidder as Lois Lane because she kept getting herself into fucking jams. You know what I mean? And Superman had to fucking bail her out, like the comic book. It's exactly how the comic book went all the time. Lois Lane was on some kind of adventure because she was the key reporter, and she was doing something amazing. And sometimes Clark Kent was along for the ride. Sometimes he wasn't, you know what I mean? But every time she got into trouble, there was Superman. And that was the pattern. That was the formula.
And it was even known that, you know, like you remember that there was even a conversation, you're going to need to be more careful, Lewis, because I can't be there all the time. Because, you know, today I came here and saved you because of this, right? Yeah. But I could have been there and saved that explosion right there.
Right. Exactly.
Or, you know, where were you when this happened, Superman? And he goes, I was doing that.
Yeah, and they also did another like level of realism that wasn't in anything Superman prior, where like you see at the beginning of Batman versus Superman, where, you know, all the fucking Man of Steel fucking carnage, you know what I mean, killed all these people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, that is something that did not exist in the comics.
And if you haven't seen the Ultimate Edition, is that how they call it again?
Like the director's cut, like the one that's like 3 hours long.
That is in the comics.
It's way fucking better.
Way better. I'm just saying, in the comics, Superman was always there to stop the carnage. You know what I mean? He didn't contribute to it. It wasn't something that it was out of his control. In fact, if you look at even the movie where Superman 2 with Christopher Reeve, and the Zod came to in that one, they did they tried to do Carnage, right? And he surrendered to save the people.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's how Superman is. You know what I mean? It's not, oh, we're gonna battle and knock buildings down and shit like that. It's like, okay, you got me. The people are gonna get hurt. You got me.
Yeah, but that's an experienced Superman.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Right.
what I liked about the Man of Steel, is that
Right.
they used to always jump to the iconic Superman. That's perfect. That's why everybody's like, oh, he's just a Boy Scout. Yeah, but show how he got there.
We got there.
That's what they made. That's what they made him so good when they did the animated series.
Yes.
Superman the animated series when Bruce
so
did
good.
it, and then they passed to freaking Justice League. Dude, that was the best freaking Superman ever. Like when they did the Dark Side thing, when he starts bashing on him, and he goes, "Dude, let me tell you a little story, Dark Side.
Yeah.
You see, you're talking about a guy here that grown up since he's been a baby, living in a world like it's built out of cardboard, right? Being afraid to even just sneeze and kill somebody, to just lash out." And then he looks and he goes, right now we have a really special occasion right now that I can test it. And he starts wailing on him. Bang, dang. Dude, that scene, it gives you shivers when you see it.
Dude, quick story. I was watching that. My girlfriend was sleeping in bed. And there's that moment where he punches Darkseid and it creates like a sonic boom. And I just like jumped out of my seat and went, "Booyah! That's what you fucking get!" And she like, nah, like jumped out of bed.
No, that's why there's a lot of people that say that
what I was.
Superman is hard to write. He ain't that hard if you understand him. Yeah.
Absolutely.
A character I was actually disappointed in. I mean, we're talking about Superman, but am I the only one who didn't really care for the Aquaman movie?
I liked it.
I loved everything about it except Amber Heard.
Yeah.
I don't like Jason Momoa as Aquaman. Like I don't
like that they try to make it fit after Justice League.
He wouldn't have been my first choice for an Aquaman, but
he's just so stupid.
I like the spin that they give with him. You know what I mean? Because
my thing is like, I actually like Aquaman. I'm like, this guy's supposed to be more intelligent than just a guy who's like, maybe we should peel on it. I feel like he's like that guy you run into at a bar who's just kind of like not all there, but he's got muscle, so you kind of
a little too macho for sure. My problem with that movie was all the superfluous action sequences, all the fight scenes that didn't need to be there. And like that would be a much better movie if you went in and you cut out about 20 minutes.
Yeah, how about just 20 minutes of CGI? Fuck, dude, that whole movie is just.
Man. That's another movie.
Black Manta was not a real fucking pirate. He was a fucking idiot. Like, who fucking shoots missiles in a submarine? What the fuck are you thinking? You can't fucking breathe underwater.
Don't forget that movie. They did some reshoot for that movie too.
Yeah. And I mean, I liked the deep ones, those Lovecraftian monsters. I thought that part was cool. But that was a cool little horror element because James Wan's basically known as a horror director.
This guy just thrown in there.
But yeah, I mean, it's just like I wish they would start doing lower budget movies. I wish they would start doing like a $20 million Blade movie, a $20 million Punisher movie, $20 million, all
the story
going back to experimental.
Well, the story has to be better then. It's not all about the flashiness. So
exactly.
Because everybody's like, "Oh, it's such a great movie," but most of the people that watch it, like, it's because they liked like a scene in it that was flashy, but the story can suck ass.
Yeah, but there's those whole type of stories. That's the thing, is that the problem is that main media are going, we want the cookie cut though, like the guaranteed money. So that works. Let's hit that and just that. The problem is we used to have a bit of everything, and I'm sorry, that's one of the things that I love criticism, right? But it's one of the things. Please, do that story that way. Do it that way. Should have been that way. That's how heroes work. You're like. But the thing is,
off topic, talking about books that look fucking amazing.
Oh, Thomas Moria, yeah, man,
yeah.
The artwork in that book is fucking over the top.
And dude, badass. And I'm sorry, who is the creator again?
Fucking dude,
name, homeboy. If you can understand,
I struggle on the name too, man.
But it was so cool that he was on a stream because he speaks Portuguese. He was on a stream with Rob Muerto, who does Tales from the Classroom, and he was translating for him.
That's cool.
Yeah, from Portuguese to English and English to Portuguese. And I was just like, fuck yeah, man. That's what a big part of what I love about this.
Yeah, we did it on the morning roast.
I'm sorry?
We had him on the morning roast with Chris.
Yeah. It was fucking great. Yeah. And no, we're not too common.
I hope Rob's book sees a lot bigger numbers, his second one. I know you're talking about Thomas, but I backed Tales from the Classroom like almost at the last second. But I'm a horror fan. I even like the childish stuff. I'm like, you know what? This looks good. So,
and it is.
Yeah.
Early backer. I think it was like I've never been number 1, but I think it was like number 3.
Stefani, that's his name. Stefani Renee.
What's up, Stefani? Yeah, Thomas Moria looks off the hook. People, go check that campaign out. It looks badass. It looks like a cross between Doctor Strange, Constantine, and I don't know, like Lord of Illusions, maybe. It looks really cool.
Yeah, at this day and age, though, when it comes to stuff like Superman and Batman, stuff that's been done a lot, I give it a lot of slack because it's been done a lot. You know what I mean? Sure. Stuff like Wonder Woman, Aquaman, that's new. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, do we try to hold their fucking feet to the fire that they're gonna match the comic book world that we're used to, or do we let them break their own ground? You know what I mean? It's kind of like. It's like, do we really need to stand back and shake our fingers at them and or do we just need to let them try and do a good thing? I don't know. I often think that we're too brutal sometimes.
As long as it's good, that's the thing. Is it doesn't have to be slavishly faithful, but for instance, you should at least be able to recognize the characters. Like Birds of Prey, for instance, when that came out. I remember looking at the poster with all the characters, and I couldn't identify a single character except for Harley Quinn, and that's only because I recognized Margot Robbie.
But but again, that movie wasn't made for you.
No.
Just so you know what I mean? It really wasn't. Like
you can say that, but you can say that about any of the movies that come out, though. We can sit here and talk about Superman and be like, well, was that movie really made for our generation? Not really.
No.
Aquaman definitely wasn't.
Yeah. For instance, right now, okay, so right now, there is the persons who control the wallets in most households, right, are women. Okay. And the stuff that is bought for the children is by the mother. Okay. And
in Sim's case, Mr. Mom.
Yeah, well, Sim's an outlier.
I have both roles here.
So I say most. You know what I mean? So the reason why the things are doing the way they do is because mothers want to keep their children innocent, but at the same time, they want their daughters to be equalized. You know what I mean? There's this whole we want to shape the world around us kind of thing. And so they really feed into it. I see this firsthand because my ex-girlfriend, my ex-fiance, she has 2 daughters, one's 7 and one's about to turn 12. You know what I mean? And she loves what they've done with Star Wars. I mean, she understands, you know what I mean? How some of it's that could have been better. But the fact that they tried to give a female lead, you know what I mean, kind of thing. You know what I mean? That's good enough for her. That's not good enough for us. You know what I mean? We're hardcore, but it's good enough for her.
The thing is that it started in a good, it's like most things. It started in a good intention, but the problem is that it gets to the part of the disappreciation of the boys. It's like neglecting the boys. I don't remember who talked about it. It's the base mom. She was part of the Gamergate thing. She wrote a book about it, and yeah, dude, it's like it's good that that there's more for girls.
Absolutely.
Obviously. But dude,
I didn't mind Ray.
If you're noticing that it's that well, the part of the new direction is hurting the other demographic, then there's a readjustment that needs to be made. You know.
Well, I don't think it's hurting boys, but my thing is some of the story that happens that takes away from the originals. Like my biggest thing was when the Emperor came back. I'm like, so you pretty much just negated everything Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader did. The whole story didn't have an ending now.
No. It was always canon that the Emperor went into a clone after Darth Vader threw him down. That was always canon that he went into a clone. Yeah,
it's not canon unless George Lucas says it's canon.
No.
George Lucas did say that.
George Lucas did say that.
I'm like, it's canon.
Dark Empire was canon, and there was clones of the Emperor in there.
Right.
Whatever.
But they're clones. They're not him.
No, that's right. That's what there was in that movie too. It was a clone. Yeah.
They didn't say the new one was a clone.
Yeah, they did.
No, they didn't. The brand new movie, it did not say it was a clone.
I didn't even watch that piece of shit.
Now, what's his face is a clone. The fucked up looking guy.
Snoke. Oh, Boba Fett.
Snoke.
Yeah, Snoke was a clone, but that's all they hinted towards. You can theorize that the Emperor's a clone, but I mean, he looked pretty burnt up and fucked up to be a clone.
he wouldn't have lived that long though.
You know,
he was already too old. He wouldn't have lived that long. So, he was the clone was an unfinished clone that was.
But the whole thing was like learning the whole. Way to escape death. That's why he was still alive.
It's actually explained in a book that was written.
But see, one of those people like I'm not like when people always go into like the book thing. I'm like if I was meant to watch it as a movie,
right?
I take
that's where the last three movies fucked up is that they did not make the connections.
They should have done
they never bothered.
They never done Shadows of the Empire. Just made Shadows of the Empire. We would have been fine.
Yeah, that would have been fun. Fellas, this has been fun. I got to get some fucking work done. I will talk to you all soon.
Yeah, I gotta get going here soon.
Brian,
I gotta go to work.
Just before you leave.
Go ahead and wrap the show up. We've been going for over 2 hours, and then you guys can talk. What we can talk behind afterwards. Everybody, thank you for coming very much. We are so happy that you came and hung out with us tonight as we fucking rambled on our fucking silly shit.
Okay, we love you. Bye bye.
So anyway,
thanks for tolerating us.
See you next